Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday, and you tune into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Queen Street shooting leaves 2 young men dead in Punta Gorda. BTL severance update, paid claims, pending questions, and the real meaning of justice. And Albert Vaughan named NICH president after high-profile public service tenure. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
In the face of tragedy, you depend on accurate and timely information. In times of triumph, you seek to be inspired. You demand transparency and accountability. Your desire is to know and to understand, to be heard and seen. I take pride in telling stories that safeguard communities. Your dedication and success live on through these reports. Getting to the truth is my duty. My unwavering commitment is to tell the stories that matter the most to you. I am News 5.
Welcome back. We begin this afternoon in Punta Gorda town, where police are trying to piece together what led to a shooting incident that has left 2 young men dead. The violence unfolded Saturday night at a home on Queen Street, where several people had gathered. Police say early information suggests the suspect may have gone to the house to purchase drugs before the situation escalated. Here's more from reporter Paul Lopez, who's in PG.
2 men were fatally shot on Saturday night at this residence on Queen Street in Punta Gorda town. The victims have been identified as 24-year-old Louis Barrias and 27-year-old Derek Arnold. Reports are that the men were socializing in this property behind me, along with a group of several other individuals, when a slim-built, dark-complexion male person wearing a hoodie came knocking on the zinc fence. Louis Barria and Arnold reportedly opened the fence, and that's when the individual armed with a gun opened fire, hitting both Barria and Arnold. These individuals were rushed to the Punta Gorda hospital, where they succumbed to the injuries they sustained. According to an initial police report, the individual, the assailant that committed the crime, came under the guise of wanting to purchase drugs. And that's when police say the gate was open and he fired shots at these 2 individuals. We're currently on the ground attempting to speak with relatives of these individuals to gather exactly what they know and to hear more about their lives and their history. Reporting for News 5 from Punta Gorda town, I am Paul Lopez.
Detectives continue their investigation as the community reels from yet another act of gun violence. When a court rules, what does justice look like in practice? And how long should workers have to wait to feel its impact? That question sits at the center of Belize Telemedia Limited's latest update on severance payments, issued more than 2 months after a landmark Caribbean Court of Justice ruling. BTL says it moved without delay to process eligible severance claims following the November 2025 judgment in the Irvin Marine case, reporting that 98% of qualifying payments have already been settled. The company also points to changes in how severance is now accounted for, alongside continued pension contributions. But while most claims have been paid, others, particularly those falling outside the 6-year limitation period, remain under board review, leaving some former employees still waiting for clarity.
From we originally had our press conference, we had mentioned that there were some employees that BTL was settling with. Those are employees that left 6 years before. So for example, I'm one of those employees. I left in September. BTL wrote and said, I will provide you the severance. This is the breakdown. So in our group, we had about 67 people in that group, and those checks are ready. Though that's not the group that we started to discuss. The group that we are discussing, and why we have had to protest, we've had to agitate, we've had to make it public that this is happening, is the people that left more than 6 years. Now, that group is about 175 people that people have come to us and said, you know what, BTL does not want to honor my severance payment. And so this press release basically is saying what we knew 2 weeks ago when we decided to have this, to make this public, that hasn't changed. And the reaction from our group is that we're disappointed. We have engaged BTL previously in very diplomatic ways where we had written to them and we were expecting a favorable feedback from them, especially that we have had the Minister of Labour speak about it. We've had the Prime Minister as well speak about that a statute of limitation doesn't apply, but BTL still, to us, they're dragging their feet. It took 31 years or 32 years since severance stopped being paying and only a pension was paid. And now the CCJ ruled end of November 5th. We're now 3 months again. And we just want to make it clear that this press release doesn't change our position. The people that have left BTL for more than 6 years, their severance is still not being honored. And we make it, again, a point to say that this is justice being denied again. And now we're waiting 3 months, even after the CCJ has ruled.
As BTL emphasizes compliance, fairness, and corporate governance, the update raises broader questions about accountability, timelines, and the balance between legal limits and moral responsibility. For workers who powered the country's national telecom, the issue is no longer just about what the law allows, but what justice, in real terms, should demand. Veteran public servant Albert Vaughan has been appointed president of the National Institute of Culture and History, NICH, marking a new chapter for Belize's premier cultural institution. The announcement, made in a press release earlier today, comes just months after Vaughan stepped down as Belize City Administrator, a post he held until October 31, 2025. Vaughan's tenure at City Hall was marked by efforts to strengthen council operations and advance initiatives aimed at improving services for residents, earning praise from city officials upon his departure. Vaughan is no stranger to NICH. Prior to his municipal role, he served as a senior director at the Institute, giving him direct experience with Belize's cultural and historical portfolio. His move to the presidency follows public speculation late last year about his next step after leaving City Hall, a possibility he declined to confirm at the time, even as reporters questioned whether NICH was in his future. With a background that spans education, the Belize Defense Force, municipal leadership, and cultural administration, Vaughan now takes the helm at a time when NICH is seeking renewed focus on heritage preservation and public engagement. The Institute says his appointment signals a strengthened commitment to safeguarding Belize's cultural legacy in collaboration with communities nationwide. That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.